Well, hello guys! If you're watching this, hopefully you watched our last video and have now become a fan.
If you haven't and we're being annoyingly pushy, I'm One Shot Diego.
And I'm Northstone, and this is... So just to remind you what this show is all about. We take a mechanic from a video game, usually one that screams video game logic.
Then we research, give you its story, the reason behind it, the function, and its real-world counterpart.
This episode, Quick Time Events. Most of us recognize this as those annoying moments in video games that usually get us killed in ridiculous and infuriating ways. I'm looking at you until then. You can make the last scene of a game an entirely done segment. Seriously, it's so stupid, gosh!
Quick time events are one of the oldest mechanics in gaming. It requires the player to perform the actions shortly after they appear on screen. This mechanic is everywhere during cutscenes, in the middle of gameplay, during boss fights, during normal enemy fights, everywhere in some games like the Telltale games or more decision horror games like Until Dawn. Quick time events are the only real kind of gameplay.
If you're a 40-year-old gamer, well, first of all, congratulations, you sound like a very cool guy. But more importantly, you might be one of the few persons to have actually ever heard about The Driver, an action racing game released by Casco in January 1979. This ancient game consisted of pre-recorded situations which required the player to place the steering wheel, the accelerator, and brake pedals as each appear on screen.
This was the very first rendition of quick time events. There is really nothing more to say about this game. It's not like it has much of a story behind it, and the gameplay is solely based on these quick time events.
Can you still call them quick time events when the whole gameplay is just that? It's not like they feel unexpected or need you to react quickly. Once again, they're before Mario is stupid.
He doesn't mean that. Don't hate on us. Besides, this is a very old version of quick time events. You can't expect it to be ideal.
But it's generally a pretty lousy mechanic, right? It breaks the pace of the game by making you repeat the same actions again and again, killing you in the cheapest ways possible until you have it memorized, just like in Resident Evil 4.
Well, no. While in a lot of games this might be true, in more cinematic games it actually works, like in Until Dawn. This mechanic works because it works as a core part of the gameplay. The fact that you actually expect the quick time event makes them work as a lot smoother without actually reducing their difficulty, as they give you an adequate amount of time to react.
You had to bring up Until Dawn, didn't you? You could have gone for any Telltale game as a perfect example. Batman, The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, among a million others. Would you wait for the one survivor or just to piss me off?
Of course not. Until Dawn was just the best example, since if the character dies, it stays dead. You're just pissed at the ending.
It was so stupid and so cheap, even by quick time event standards. I hope the creators got an Apple Day as an excuse for that last sequence.
Leaving the drama behind, drama queen, quick time events, annoying as you might find them, might help the player with immersion. It gets tense, it gets hardcore, tight, it can make you clench your butt out of nerves. I've seen you playing these games, you feel it during quick time events.
I suppose that's fair. I do complain a lot, but I feel so good when I finally get past a quick time event. It gives you a sense of accomplishment and success.
See, and the end of Until Dawn wasn't that bad, was it?
Yeah. In real life, quick time events do happen. You're on YouTube, so probably have seen those videos of people with amazing reflexes, particularly fast that truly deserve a medal. In these situations, just like in quick time events, you have to react in a matter of seconds, ignore your impulse of turning into a ball and rolling away like Sonic, and acting the best way according to the situation. Just like Batman does when fighting thugs in a bar with Catwoman.
Obviously, in real life, there's no magical screen telling you how to move, but ignoring that part, it's actually fairly true to life.
What about that slow motion, I hear you asking? In real life, you have to make this decision in a split of a second, you run modem. Well, first of all, Shakespeare, I'm surprised you're still alive.
Second, there's a real phenomenon called slow motion perception, which admittedly expresses itself.
Doesn't anyone think of the cool factor of enemy things?
The slow motion perception is believed to be a consequence of the brain perceiving danger and making itself focus on the information processing and the rate the information is processed in order to save itself. In the same way, adrenaline enhances physical abilities. Since the information is processed faster, time appears to move slower.
So slow motion perception is actually realistic?
If slow motion perception works this way, then yes. Eagleman measures time perception by strapping palm-top computers to the wrists of multiple subjects and having them perform psychological experiments while free falling. The idea was to measure how much information could the subject process, and surprisingly, there was no difference at all, meaning there was no enhancement in processing power. Instead, he concluded that because their memories are more reactive to the effect of fear, events appear to be longer in retrospect.
Aww, so I don't have that superpower?
No, and you really don't deserve it. Yeah.
Putting aside how much of a jerk Juancho Diego is to me, thank you so much for watching That's All Our Time. If you think we didn't say something that we should have, please tell us in the comments below.
And if you like our videos, click on the bat signal right here to subscribe.
He's done, Batman will come and get you. He's Batman. Don't doubt him. He's capable. Anyway, I'm Norzal.
And I'm Juancho Diego,
And this was Game Mechanics.